bonsoir. Et rebelote, on est avec la moitié de Jagwar moi. Comment tu t'appelles?
I'm Jono from Jagwar.
Alors, how's the Pitchfork treating you?
Really well, yeah. They're looking after us. We're in a great hotel, Mama Shelter.
Yeah, Mama Shelter is really cool.
Show was fantastic. Yeah, really big. Like, I love aeroplane hangar style venues. It sort of feels like old school raves.
Yeah, it does.
You kind of what you played felt like old school rave actually. It was pretty much inspired by all these guys like from late Factory and late Hacienda more. It was pretty cool.
Well, actually, before I love all the Factory stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I was in a band before Jagwar, and you know, Joy Division was like, when I was growing up, I was convinced they were the best band in the world. And then just naturally, you know, through the Factory progression, like got into all the other bands. But the first electronic music I really got into was Warp Records stuff.
Warp
So
Records
like,
stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
Aphex Twin, LFO, Orteka, you know, all those sorts of bands. And actually, I saw Aphex Twin like maybe 7 years ago.
You lucky bastard.
Yeah, it was in a venue similar to this, like Aeroplane Hangar. And yeah, so, you know, it was great to
You
play.
know that this used to be like the butcher halls of Paris.
Butcher?
Yeah, butcher.
Really?
Yeah, all the meat of Paris used to be here.
Like an abattoir?
It was an abattoir. It was the
wow.
abattoir of Paris.
I heard that, you know, Steve Albini, producer, produced In Utero, in his old band, I think the band before Shellac, he used to just go to an abattoir in Chicago and just draw inspiration from the abattoir.
Really?
Yeah. No smoking, no drinking. It's bad, kids.
Bad.
It's bad for you.
I actually saw Aphex Twin here 2
Really?
years ago.
What, at Pitchfork?
At Pitchfork.
Oh, you lucky.
Yeah, I'm lucky. It was really good. I really like them. Oh.
Yeah, he's a genius. I think he's one of the greatest electronic musicians of our generation. Actually, Gab and I saw him last year.
Yeah.
At the Barbican in London.
Yeah.
And it was like, it wasn't so much, it wasn't dance music. He was doing like installations, like installation art, and one of them was like this piano, which I think had a pianola or it was like rigged up to some sort of MIDI. So the piano was playing itself and it was swinging from like literally swinging from one side of the stage to the other. So you had this Doppler effect as it like whooshed past.
Whoa. And
It was amazing.
It was hanging.
Yeah, and I heard rumors that his next project, he's working on like an audio sensory theme park. So like roller coasters with speakers and stuff like
That's
this.
so cool. It's mad.
He's something else.
This guy's a genius. Anyway.
Yeah, he was a huge influence on me. Like, you know, that's how I got into electronic music. Because before that, I was into punk rock and stuff like that. And Aphex Twin was the first sort of electronic music that I felt had that attitude, you know, and that experimentation. You know.
And still, I mean, you were talking about all those factory records and Hacienda records.
Yeah.
They do have that attitude and DIY to it
Yeah,
that you have in your music.
Well,
Yeah,
I'd be lying if I said that Andrew Weatherall wasn't a huge inspiration.
I saw him with A Lover from Outer Space a month ago, and it was crazy.
He's still, even to this day, still one of the best DJs in the world. I believe, you know, and still relevant, just as relevant as he was, you know, 20 years ago. So
he still digs out many of the early electronic music that you hear. He's one of the the pioneers.
Yeah, he's a pioneer, and he's always kind of, he's a real soldier. He's always like just done his own thing and not been concerned with whatever's, you know, in trend or you know.
And I mean, he sets the trends, and he's been brave remixing people like My Bloody Valentine and stuff like that. And Jagwar
Ma. He did a remix for us.
He did.
Which was like, for me, it was like a, you know, one of those like lifetime achievements I could just tick off the list. Like, all
exactly. I got remixed by Andrew Weatherall.
Remix.
So cool.
I can tick that off my life list.
That's super cool. And I mean, you did a great show out there. And
Thank you. Yeah.
Are these things that Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel looks like Ian Brown from the Stone Roses. I really think so.
No. LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Especially LL Cool J.
Yeah.
It's a mix between.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
a hybrid between
Yeah.
LL Cool J and Ian Brown.
Yeah, and a little bit of Kurt.
So, what's your next move? You're going to Amsterdam?
Yeah, we're off to Amsterdam tomorrow for London Calling at the Paradiso, which Nirvana played at.
Yep.
If you've ever seen Live Tonight Sold Out, which is an incredible Nirvana documentary, there's footage of them playing there, so we're quite excited about that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then after that we get back to London. We've got like 2 weeks off, which this will be the first 2 weeks off we've had since June.
Whoa.
For last
So you've been touring.
Yeah, we've just been non-stop touring. So we'll probably start riding a bit
More,
again, and then off to the US to try and chip
Cool.
away at that big beast.
That's really
And it
cool.
goes back again and again.
yeah.
But
So
it's
yeah.
great.
And he recorded most of the album in France.
Yeah, a friend of mine from Australia who I've known since I was a teenager. His dad was a cellist in the Sydney Symphony Orchestra, and about 20 years ago he bought this like big block of land in the Loire.
Yeah.
It's like an hour out of Troyes, near Langeais.
Okay.
And so there's like a church on the property, and Sam and I, the guy that runs the place now, we built a studio there. This
In
is
the
about
church?
Actually it's in a building next to the church, but we sent like cables into the church so you can record in there.
That's so
And,
cool.
and we actually set up mics and a speaker as well. So on the mixing desk in the room, which is next to the church, you can kind of send things into the church and use
And
the church
record them again?
as a reverb. Yeah,
That's
re-record
so,
it.
yeah, reverb in the
which,
church.
which we did that a bit on the record, so
Yeah,
for,
it's-
just get
you
that
kind of
space.
hear it.
Yeah. So we did most of the record there, which was great. So we spent like 6 months in France. So we feel a connection musically
Cool.
to Paris
And to France.
and to France in general. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the interview.
Yeah. I
Well,
did.
the
Yeah,
non-interview.
thank you. Yeah. Well, we're just talking. We'll just
Yeah,
keep
exactly.
talking.
We can just keep talking about music for hours.
Cut the mic and we'll
Yeah, we'll just
get the cigarettes and
yeah
beer
cut
again.
You know what? You can cut the camera and we can have beer again.
No, we don't drink, we said.
No, we don't drink.
No.
Well, anyway, thank you.
Thank you
you.
very much.
Yeah.